Hello there, welcome back to B2B, or welcome for the first time if you're new here. I'm Iris. Here I do quite a bit of project panning content as well as just general beauty chit-chat. Today we are doing an update for my Pan Those Eyeshadows. I believe this will be the 5-month update. So the way that I have been doing this project is I'm working on 9 shadows at a time. Here are the 9 that I had pulled in for most of the month of May. 4 of these were randomly selected. In this case, they are these 2 oranges, both of which are from ColourPop, and this pink and this purple, which are both from Viseart. And then I build out this little palette with 5 shades that I select myself. My goal is then to hit 10 uses on each of those randomly selected shadows. So the question is, how many shades can I roll out this month? And it's 2. And they are the 2 that I had in last month as well. So this purple I have reached 10 uses on, and this peach shade I have reached 10 uses on. The pink I just rolled in at last month's update. I have used this 6 times. Including today, I have a little bit of this on my outer corner. And then this deeper orange almost looks red in my viewfinder, but in person, it's like a deep terracotta-y orange. I've used this shade 5 times. I think that this month, I wasn't great about reaching for my Pan Those Eyeshadows in general. However, I did keep my usage pretty even across really all of the shades in this palette. I think I did use almost every shade in here, sort of between 3 and 7 times, which I think is really great. It's a good split of usage, and I really liked this color scheme. I thought it was really, really pretty. But alas, we must move on from these colors, though of course I could very well choose to keep the majority of these in for next month, but let's go to my random number generator. I am going to be pulling just 2 shades this month. I have a total of, how many shades to choose from? 208. I have added 6 shades since the last update, and they are a copacetic icy blue shade called Blizzard, which I hauled in my Copacetic Cosmetics unboxing, and the Natasha Denona Ayana palette. So let's do this. The numbers that I have pulled are 133 and 88. Now looking at what those are, shade 88 is going to be from my ColourPop Cabana Club palette. Now, I actually don't know if I'm going to choose that just because I already have that palette in another project. So, you know what? Let's not choose that. However, I am going to figure out what 133 is, and then we will draw another number. 133 is going to be the 11th shade in my Stone Cold Fox palette from ColourPop. Okay, so one more shade. No, come back. I don't want to have to figure out how to rewrite the function to choose random shades. Shade 44 is going to be from my ColourPop Aura and Out palettes. And hope to goodness gracious that that is not the pressed glitter, because then I'll have to choose yet another shade. So let me go find those shades, build out my palette, and we will regroup to discuss. All right, I have gone and gathered my shades. So let's start out with swatches of the 2 shades that will be rolling over, which are this orangey red shade from ColourPop and this pink from Viseart, which does not swatch very well, but is very workable. Next up, I pulled a shade from my ColourPop Stone Cold Fox palette. This is the shade Enigma. It is a super light, cool tone beige is how I would describe this. I think this will make a great transition or crease color for every day. I think that for someone who is just a little bit deeper than me, this could be a great lid setting shade. Overall, the texture on this one is super nice. I found pretty much all of the shades in the Stone Cold Fox palette to be really easy to work with, and I think this will be a pretty easy one to get 10 uses on. And then the fourth shade that I pulled was from Aura and Out, and I don't remember what this shade was called, but it is like a buttercream yellow shade. And there is a little bit of glitter to it. It is a matte with glitter, but I don't think that the glitter is likely to transfer too much on the eye, or to show up too much on the eye is what I intended to say. But there is what that looks like. It's definitely a softer shade. I don't know that I've used this very often. I'm sure I've used it at least once, but this will be a fun one to play around with. Now let's look at what I used to build out the rest of the palette. I definitely was feeling pastels as I was pulling, so this is what we ended up with. So let's go over the other shades one by one. This is a white with a reflective gold sheen to it. This is one of the Super Shocks from ColourPop. This is from the Child palette. On my skin, I feel like it always comes across as a sheer gold. I don't see nearly as much of the white as I think you can see in the pan. Then the next shade that we haven't gone over would be this from Lorac. This is from their Fairy Tale Forest palette, and I don't know if I'll be able to get this to show up very well on camera, but it is this pink to sort of bronze duochrome. I feel like on my eye it looks more pink to gold than pink to bronze, but it is a lovely, lovely shade, and I thought that it would be just perfect really to go with this yellow, this orange, and this pink. I thought that it would just play really nicely with all of those shades, and I wanted to play with it, so that's really all the explanation you need. And it's more of a sheer topper shade by itself, but with some glitter glue it can be built up to full color. And then we get to this column of pastel cool tones. So we have an aqua, which is actually all three of these are from ColourPop. These are all from the tie-dye collection. I don't remember which palettes exactly these are from though. I think that this would be from In a Trance, and then these two, the blue and the green, would be from Aura and Out, but don't quote me on that. The aqua shade is a pretty normal, like, ColourPop shadow. It's not the most pigmented, but that was way weaker than it usually comes off on my eye. That was not the best swatch I've ever done. It's definitely got some shine to it. It's really pretty. This purple is a matte shade. I think with this whole collection, this tie-dye collection, the reviews from people with deeper skin tones were pretty negative, and I can see why that would be. The shadows are not super pigmented, but they show up fine on me, and I prefer a little bit less of a strongly pigmented shadow, so it all works out. And then this minty shade is another Super Shock from a palette, and it has a really nice shine to it. So here is the color scheme that I will be working with over the next month. I like how only this red-orange shade looks all that pigmented. Everything else is looking really soft, but I like really soft eyeshadows. I feel like I ended up basically recreating my dress's color scheme in this palette, and I don't hate that. Kind of a fan. So that's what I'm going to be working on. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I really hope you enjoyed. If you did, please consider liking and subscribing. I would love to have you around. Thanks again for watching, and I really hope that I will see you all next time. Bye.